Are you able to see my screen? If you're able to see my screen, you can tell me. No. So let me try sharing it again. So I'm facing an issue. I'm trying to share the screen. Natumia Ubuntu 22. So instead of sharing the screen on a display to nini. Oh, it's that. Let me see. Somebody else is presenting. Let's see. The screen is still visible. Blah, blah, blah. So anybody who has shared the screen with Ubuntu 22, I'm trying to share, but instead ya kushare screen inashare tu hii profile yangu ya Google Meet. So I don't know. Let me try to do that again. I don't have Parrot unless I switch to my VM, but that will take a while. Yo, Charlie, umefesi shida before? It's been a while since I presented.
Nasikia hapa naambiwa there's if it's Ubuntu 22 there is some plugin you must install.
So I won't be able to share my screen using Ubuntu 22.
No, you must install Parrot ama that plugin.
Okay. So I don't know, the other alternative niko nayo ni switch to a Kali
Ubuntu
VM.
20.
Yeah, let's see. So like completely haita share screen itakata. Let me try to share the tab. Maybe the tab itakubali, I don't know.
The tab itakubali.
Same problem. Yeah, I can see na cheki tab imekubali. So mnaweza ona tab?
Yeah.
Yeah, itakuwa ngumu. Let me try again. Kuna kitu ninaona nimefanya hapo. Let me see whether it will work for the screen also. The screen to display. So ita work but itakuwa na hiyo mirror effect. So sijui, so itabidi ni share tab peke yake juu nikiacha hivyo it will have that mirror effect.
If you move to other screens, I don't think it will have it.
Okay, somebody wants to join. So I think let me acha ni stick kwanza kwa tab. If I need to share anything kwa maybe the entire screen door, nitaenda kwa screen. Yeah, so stop sharing. Window tab share. Yeah, so that's my tab. Please ignore the ignore the directory. Sijui ati PLC. I don't know what I was doing there, but Yeah, just ignore it. So I can see that there is only like 13 of us. Since like time imesonga sana, itabidi tu nianze, but if you can call on the rest, you can call on them, and then we can go on. So maybe nianze na introduction. Yeah, so maybe nianze na introduction. So known as Brian Bitange. But you guys know me by different nicknames. I'm also presenting using a different nickname. So the rest are watching on YouTube. Oh, speaking of YouTube, whatever I'm presenting, I think I'm messing up with Nini. Na present. Let me admit this guy first. So I'm presenting some work that I did before. So I don't know whether it's suitable for YouTube. Manze tunaweza anza kuhandle because I think it's something in prod na mse aliniambia tu I just like mess around with it to bypass the licensing or buying it. So I don't know, will it be suitable for YouTube, Charlie?
I don't know. Depends on the, I don't know, your client probably.
It's not a big client, but we okay. Um, okay, tunaweza to present, but they don't know me. Let's just go on. It's a simple hack anyway. So and if they see this, at least they'll fix it. If it needs fixing. Okay, so like so I was nilikuwa naendelea na introduction. So I'm Brian Bitange. Uh, some people know me as the autopilot kwa WhatsApp. You can find my number as the autopilot. Uh, and then I'm presenting as binary wrecker hapa kwa nini kwa hii session. So those are just some of the few names. So damn, hii kazi ya kuadmit watu kwa ngumu hivi. I cannot delegate it to somebody else. Mazee, wase wako na jina yangu ni wengi. Hakuna venye anaweza nijua. Oh, if I had somebody as co-host, nani naweza add nani kaa co-host? Nani ako idhaa ya ku admit watu in case waongezeke? Ah, hivyo. So I'm sending so nikiendelea na introduction, so I identify as a software developer and also as a reverse engineer. So I do software development, but also at the same time I do security. So I also do bug bounty. Zile enzi kuna time kama amechangamkia bug bounty, but nowadays not that much. So nowadays software development, a bit of reverse engineering. Yeah. So kwa chat nimetuma my Fiverr gig. It's a reverse engineering gig. Ukiwa na task za reverse engineering, you can just visit that profile and um, utupe gig hapo. Okay, so Steve was still actually as co-host. Let's see. Damn, is it vitu kaujazoea. I'm trying to find where I can add a co-host at a sipati. Okay. Let me just imagine wase watajoin wengi. So like I was saying, I do software development and reverse engineering. I used to do bug bounty. Yeah. So today's session mostly will be like essentials, like I said, GDB essentials. So for those of you who don't know what GDB is, GDB stands for GNU. Checking isahau. GNU GDB. So it's a debugger in Linux. Yo, nani anakumbuka full meaning ya GDB? Anza kushikwa na nini hapa na sahau hadi very basic things. Yeah, the GNU debugger. Yeah. Yeah, so GDB is a debugger, so it mostly comes inakuja by default. I think on most Linux installations you'll just find GDB there. Yeah, so GDB is used to debug the same way you can use a debugger the same way you can use a debugger in maybe your IDE. So GDB is used to debug uh, programs in Linux mostly. So ELF files. So today we are going to maybe look at the basic commands at GDB, how you can use it to break down programs, how you can use it to find out more information about maybe those binaries, how you can use it to set breakpoints, to maybe walk through code, to step over functions. So we're going to see a bit of assembly today. Um, and I'm going to take you maybe through the general path I usually use nikipatiwa a file to analyze. Uh-huh. So let me go to my terminal so that we do the practicals. So for those who use Windows, kuna alternatives za Windows. Ukifanya Windows reverse engineering, you'll be dealing with the likes of WinDB, guy, Win. Anyways, only DBG, WinDBG na X64 DBG, I think. So you'll be dealing with that. You can use also IDA Pro for debugging. Yeah, so the options for debugging ziko nyingi. You choose the best tool yenye umezoea, alafu you can use it to debug and maybe analyze those programs. Um, okay, so kwa hii directory, I hope I don't have anything that will identify me here. Anyways, so the program that we'll be looking at ni hii hapa. This one here, RC60 original. So a client approached me and they wanted to do like a bypass. So apparently this program ukirun itahitajia serial number. Uh, so when you run this program, it will ask for a serial number. So after paying, maybe the developer will give you that serial number, which is a long string, and once you're authenticated by the program, you can be able to access like all the services in inapeana. So I didn't look much into the program here, just like took a deep dive into it. So if you're able to identify it, unaweza enda online tuone kazi yenye inafanya. So I'm not in a position to tell you what it does. So my work or role was actually to just figure out a way ya kupata the serial number yenye hiyo program iko nayo. So let me see. So usually when given such files, the first thing nafanyanga ni kuiload into VirusTotal to check for bugs. Manze, unaweza pewa file kumbe ni virusi umepewa. So the first thing you load it into, let me try and share like a different screen. Let me share my browser. Chrome tab. So I hope you guys can see my browser. I'm going to go to VirusTotal. So the first thing nafanyanga nikipewa any file by a client, just load it into VirusTotal and see whether it will be flagged as being malicious uh, containing any other like unusual behavior. So I'll just go to a lot of personal things itaonekana hapa, but anyways, so I think it's kwa desktop. Let me go home. Desktop, and then soft POC, soft POC. Ooh, can't find that directory. Let me look for it. Yeah, it is soft POC, and then the pins. And then this one is the one we need. Okay, guys, so if I'm not audible at any point, mniambie. So the first thing I usually do ni kuload files kwa VirusTotal. You can see I'm at the VirusTotal page. Nimesha load, so I'll just confirm the upload. Yep, then you wait for VirusTotal to do the analysis. Yep, so we can see like none of the vendors flagged the file as malicious. So at this point, I usually just go on with the at this point I usually just go on with the analysis of the file. But if you're pessimistic, you can also do like your own behavior analysis. So maybe look at the function calls that the program is making, or look at the libraries it's using, or whether it spins up other processes. But usually once I've done like that pre-check, loading into VirusTotal, I can safely continue with it. Ama if kabisa nashuku file kabisa, I'll just use my VM. I'll just choose my VM to do it. So that's VirusTotal. So let's go back to my terminal. And also, sorry guys, since this was impromptu, I wasn't able to prepare like slides. So I'm just doing this off the top of my head. So maybe next time if I'm presenting something, I'll get ready and so somebody wants to record, and so I don't even know where to allow recording from. So if you know, maybe you can just tell me, then I'll do it. Okay, so once I know that the file is not malicious, I can just go here. So hapa ni basics, so you can just do maybe file to check to check the kind of file you're dealing with. So RC60 original. Okay, so I have a typo. Yeah, so you see that you're dealing with an ELF file. It's 64-bit. It has debug info and it's not striped. So this one is quite easy. This specific one is easy because you see that it is not striped. It has debug info, and also another thing I usually do is maybe load these files kwa nini to check whether it has been packed, but this one was not packed, so quite easy. Like you can just access the source code directly. So once you've seen like the kind of file it is, maybe you can run the strings command. Alafu unasema unataka like a minimum of length ya 15, then just pass the name. So this just to check the strings zenye the hard coded strings zenye ziko kwa hiyo file. So right now we don't know the format of the serial, but I'm going to show you how it looks like shortly. So you can see that these are just the strings that are inside ziko ndani ya hiyo, the strings that are in that file. Chali, tukinunua iPhone una record tu. Okay, so those are the strings in that file. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the serial that is in this. So nitaonyesha keygen, another program that I altered to what is it called, to generate the keygen instead of having to run it. So this file here, the RC60 keygen, it's it's a cracked version of the original file. So that one, when you run it, it a print keygen. So I'm going to show you the format of the keygen though, on what we're looking for. So we're going to do. So I think it has run permissions. So RC60, then keygen. Kidogo, there's a file we need to pass. So I'm going to pass it. Multi .cfg. So it's actually needed. I think nimepitisha vibaya. Please restart with the correct C. With the I think it's caps. Damn, kijani yangu imekataa kuprint. Nini inasema? It has a seg fault. Okay, let me look for where the problem is. 004 crack. Crack. Kidogo tu facing some issue. multics1.cfg. cs1. ML selling. multics2.cfg. So there's this file that we need to pass. I think I'm getting it wrong. Let me just look for it. So still getting a seg fault. Actually, you see buffer overflow. So my guess is that there's a very high possibility that the software has been patched. So what I'm going to do, since I had the recording of the steps that I took to crack the software, I'm going to play that video for you guys. So as I try to figure out what's wrong with the actual files. So let me just present that while I figure out what's wrong with the actual binaries. But seems not to be working at the moment. So let me just share the video that I recorded of the process. Okay, so it's supposed to be around here. Yeah, so I'm going to share the walisikia unaenda live most probably, I don't know, but I works apparently, but luckily I had recorded the video. So let me just share the screen of the video. Window. So sijui ka itashare audio, but hopefully it will. So you guys can see that. I think that's the video, so I'm going to start it. So it's a different one, but it's the same thing. Yeah, so actually guys, nimeona kwenye shida iko, so the file that I'm passing, I'm supposed to pass the full path and not a relative path. So but since we had already started doing the video, so let's just continue. Go directly to the offset at which the patch was. So this for the kata binary, this is at line. This is at offset 10 to 4. This is supposed to be the same even from your end. So after you 10 to 4, then you take that address for the set of the for this particular binary, the key will be at. So you take this string for Yo guys, so that's basically, I don't know kama sijui kama audio ilikuwa on, but that's basically how I was able to crack this. You record yourself working, if I did it will be a 90 curing and not figure out. Yeah, so what happened this client, I think they were also selling this stuff. So apparently instead of like the deliverable, alikuwa ataka tu animonyeshe like the process I took the process I took to get the serial number. So I just recorded the process and sent it to them. So that was it. So I don't know, do I need to go like over it again? Anybody ajashikama, anybody who has questions? So kama umeelewa, I think that was the step. Kama kuna mse anataka the file maybe ajaribu peke yake, naweza ni text pale group and I can share the file with you ujaribu. So like I said, this was a very beginner friendly thing. I usually do like other reverse engineering gigs which are harder. Unakuta umewekewa paka hapo, the code is like really obfuscated. So this is beginner friendly, at least inatuonyesha venye unatumia GDB, the essentials. Like tumepita mbio, we didn't explain, but maybe if we can organize another session, we can do it slower. Maybe I can showcase like another gig I've done, and we can use it as a learning opportunity. So I came like completely unprepared for this. So next time we'll organize ourselves. So I think sijui tumalizie hapo, then I don't know, kuna mse ako na swali, commentary, anything? Okay, so I'll take that as a no. So tumalizie hapo, maybe next time if I'm presenting something nitakuja nikiwa na hadi slides. So you guys have a good time.